The impact of speed on stopping distance when choosing a safe speed. Based on the posted speed limit, the speed of nearby cars, and the present road conditions, drivers must select a safe speed. In a perfect world, every car on the road would be traveling at about the same speed, just a little bit slower than the posted speed limit. Under these conditions, traffic can move safely and effectively because few drivers would need to modify their speed or location. No speed limits are displayed. You might have noticed that some sections of the road lack speed restriction signage. Prima facie speed limits, set by the transportation departments of each state, govern these areas. When there are no additional speed restriction signs, the prima facie speed limits take effect. They vary depending on the type of road you are traveling on and are uniform throughout the state. In some locations where cautious driving is essential, like school zones, there are additional regulations limiting speed restrictions. These special zone speed limitations might not be posted, similar to prima facie rules, so all drivers need to be aware of them. Modifying pace to fit circumstances. The maximum speed at which you should travel under ideal circumstances is set by the posted or apparent speed limit on each specific roadway. If conditions make it unsafe to travel at this speed, all drivers are required by law to reduce their speed below this limit. You must adjust your speed appropriately when visibility or traction are poor. For instance, you should avoid exceeding the posted speed limit while it's snowing, pouring, foggy, icy, or all of the above. The visibility is poor due to darkness or another factor. The road is congested with traffic. There has been an accident on the highway. On the road or the shoulder, there are stopped cars or other obstructions. Either you're ill or your car isn't running right. For any cause not already listed, stopping or maneuvering safely would be more difficult than usual. Minimum speed restrictions. A minimum speed restriction may occasionally be posted on a road with signage. Driving too slowly can endanger other, faster-moving cars on some high-speed roads, but this is typically the exception rather than the rule. You must go slower than the minimum posted speed limit if poor driving conditions require it, just like with maximum speed restrictions. Fatal effects of speeding. Speeding is a moving offense that can result in fines, penalties, and even harsher sanctions if it results in a collision. More importantly, speeding results in fatalities. 9,717 fatalities occurred in the United States in 2017, with speeding being the main factor. That amounts to over one-third of all fatal traffic-related accidents, according to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration. Speeding puts everyone else on the road and nearby at danger in addition to the offender. When you go faster than the posted limit, you are unable to maneuver your car well. Your overall stopping distance is significantly lengthened. Any hit will result in more serious damage. The typical motorist has no idea how much speed increases force. Not twice as much, but 4 times as much force, is exerted by a moving object at 60 miles per hour compared to 30 miles per hour. With each additional 10 miles per hour in impact speeds exceeding 50 miles per hour, the likelihood of death or serious injury doubles. How stopping distance is impacted by speed. Stopping distance is negatively impacted by speed in a number of ways. Speeding makes navigating more challenging, gives you less time to spot and respond to risks, and makes stopping your car after applying the brakes more difficult. A driver typically needs between 1 and 3 seconds to process the situation and respond after realizing they must stop. Although it might not seem like much, a car of average weight could travel 88 feet per second at a speed of 60 miles per hour. What is a reasonable distance to follow? The distance you leave between your car and the one in front of you should be based on how long it would take for your car to stop. The farther you should follow, the faster you should be moving. In general, you should aim for a following distance of 2 to 3 seconds unless you are in extremely slow traffic. Start counting seconds as the car in front of you passes a landmark on the road or close by to assess your following distance. Road signs and pavement markers serve as excellent reference points. Your following distance is determined by how many seconds you can count until your car passes the same landmark. Driving alongside speeding motorists. Do not become alarmed if you notice a rapid car approaching from behind in your side or rear view mirrors. A quick change in direction could result in an accident since the driver may not have enough time to react, maneuver, or stop. Keep your cool and move over to the right side of the road if required so that the vehicle who is traveling too fast can pass you. Never pursue, block, or honk your horn at a speeding car, doing so will only make a collision more likely. Every other driver on the road is put in risk by speeding drivers. You can stop and notify the police or highway patrol if you think another driver is going too fast or is endangering other drivers. Alternately, request that a fellow motorist make the contact on your behalf. Don't let a speeding motorist take your attention away from the task at hand, driving.